So what an adventure we have planned today. I am up with a really nice guy, one of my subscribers, Wrong Answers Only channel, and we're going to have a great look at one of the most exciting properties in Napa Valley. And so this is the area where the Kirkbride Asylum was located, and we are in Skyline Park, and we're noticing a lot of earthworks here. So this is the starting of a large causeway, and you can see down here begins evidence of masonry construction. Different styles of stone, green lichen everywhere. But this, there's some hikers. Hello, folks. We're doing a quick YouTube video. Don't mind us.
Oh, okay.
So we'll notice that this constructed causeway goes on for several thousand feet, and it's perfectly level, and it's buried in mud, and it's masonry constructed. And there is no history of this. Hello, sir. Hello. There is no history of this construction in the local historical society or at the park. So we came up through here, and as you can see, it's still masonry. Also still masonry, stacked stone.
The fence is kind of blocking it.
It's okay. So look down in here. So we've got more stacked stone, but we're starting to see that it's covered in mud and only young trees. So we're going to see young trees only today. But this is the trail we walked in. Beautiful trail. Hiking trails for all skill levels. Friendly people. So we're going to give you an in-depth look and show you some pretty much everything. Everything will be seen. So we're going to see brick, destroyed brick, probably melted brick, sandstone construction, rock cut walls, evidence of tool marks, portals, openings, arches, earthworks, earth dams, and very likely entrance into a broke-ass Starfort.
Broke-ass Starfort.
Broke-ass Starfort.
This goes straight.
Show them this causeway. Was there a railroad on top of that one day? Because this goes out, and how about the palm tree in the background?
I'll zoom in on that.
Which is mature as hell. And there's a giant brick mansion around an excavated pond. It's shaped like a Starfort moat next to a Kirkbride Asylum.
Yeah,
beautiful.
This is crazy.
So we're gonna have a great day today. We're gonna go up the trail towards the peak of that pyramid-shaped hill.
Yeah, it's a big hill.
And we're gonna see the stone stacked walls that go at 45-degree angles through that kind of terrain together. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
All right, so we have a rare opportunity. We've got some friendly hikers from the Bay Area, and that's up to you. So there's an area up on the hill that looks like the chambers inside the Pyramid of Egypt, the walls of Malta, the ruins at Petra, Jordan. It has the same signature machine tool marks. If I showed you a picture of where we're going, you might have guessed Malta because it looks like Malta.
Wow.
So it's none of these informations on who constructed them are available in the local historical societies, internet, photography, no construction photos. So that wall, for example, may be from the largest brick masonry construction in the history of Napa Valley, the Kirkbride Asylum, one of 73 nationwide, built in the 1800s to execute our citizens because they did not comply with what was happening during the times. They put 8% of Napa's population into a building. So at the time that was erected, 10,000 people in the county of Napa, they put 800 in. So that's a part of that building. That's a part of that building. There's never been a structure larger in the history of Napa County. The number of bricks involved is 6,000 more pallets than if the local Home Depot was full of nothing but bricks. So they can accommodate 14,000 pallets of whatever, but not enough room to store the bricks for that. Built in 2 years by cowboys.
Wow.
No construction photos. But there was
No
a lot
construction photos.
of
Wow.
of any brick building in the world, not just Napa. Let me process that for a second.
Oh, yeah.
There's not a brick building under construction from the advent of the camera of 1826 in our history. So Fort Point, underneath the Golden Gate Bridge,
Yeah.
finished in 1853.
Interesting.
Not a picture, not even of the scaffolding. So we're going to go look at the ruins of Malta in Napa.
Okay, I like it.
I kept you out
So
of
my
the frame.
channel is I Am Kairos channel.
C-A-I-R-O.
Oh, actually, it's K-A-I-R-O-S.
Okay.
Kairos.
Okay.
And that is my name, Kairos Wills. And the means the moment when something happens.
And you're on YouTube?
I am on YouTube.
Love it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
so there'll be there's a couple of videos of the things I described already on my channel, and you're gonna see what I see.
K-A-R...
K-A-I.
K-A-I-R-O-S on YouTube. I am Kairos.
Thank you. Thank you for...
And I used to watch, I came across his channel and I was like, I'm in Napa too, and now we're friends, so
That's
it's,
awesome.
it's cool.
So we're going to go down into that little crevasse and look at this brick wall remnant. So I've tried to hit it and break it in the past, and I could not, and I'll try again. So we're going to go down in here and just see what it is. There's a lot of... I'm pretty much going to have to jump down here.
Parkour, parkour!
I'm going to have to jump it right, do a monkey roll. So there's a lot of constructed elements.
Yo, this is crazy.
Really thick.
What in the heck, dude? What is this, dude? This is not...
Yeah, I know.
What?
Something else.
Yo, that's crazy. I mean, maybe this is newer, but I doesn't... Mm-mm.
So here we are. So here we are down by this really large section of brick wall. We're probably a quarter of a mile from the castle, and it's really hard brick. And yeah, can you break it? Die! No. In fact, I've hurt myself. Bad news, we've got to go home.
Yeah.
Oh well. Alright, so this is probably...
This is huge.
this could be 5,000 pound section of brick wall because it's really big. Really hell big. There's more sections and more sections. So the entire field
What in the heck?
is full of this...
Oh, I must have fell. Yeah, this is
all brick structure that came from up the hill. And this is where it rests, and we don't know.
This is nuts. This is like, we're far.
Have a look at this. Look at this. And these are sections. This is section. So this is this ties in.
Yeah.
And under here it ties in, and all the foundations of all this is very underneath.
And we're like, what, probably in a car, like 20 minutes outside of town right now?
Right.
And they did this without cars.
So
All right.
we have made it about 20 minutes up the hill, and you can see that the terrain is extremely steep. Not quite a 45-degree angle. Extremely straight. We're seeing bench cuts or flat cuts into the hillside all the way up, and none of these trees are old. Fantastic view. I see something in the field. So we're going to go up to the first point of interest. This is some sort of an opening in the side of this material, and water flows out of it year-round. Some sort of a spring.
Oh, there's some elk down on the hill.
Those are archery targets.
Oh, okay, I'm tripping.
So
Ooh.
we've got this opening.
What?
So we're going to look at it a little bit. You can see. There's water and cobble. It's been backfilled with a lot of cobble. So I imagine if you went in and did some things, you might see more.
Yeah.
But let's see if you can see anything at all. Kind of looks blocky, but my where's my battery? Okay, maybe we can see a little something.
The light's pretty good.
So this is just the first opening, but this one's been purposely backfilled, and it runs water year-round, and we're about halfway up, and we're going to see some amazing ruins in a second.
All right.
So we're taking a little trailside break. We're well above Napa Valley now, And the skyline here is very good. We've got some very interesting shaped mountainous formations. Huge lower valley area. I noticed that reservoir for the farm is actually shaped like a pentagram. It's a 5-pointed elevated earthwork with water. But the area right behind the large mature trees would be the site of the Kirkbride Asylum itself. So when you look at some of the photos and you see this castle that is super tall and sprawling, and I think we found some of the debris in a culvert. But what do you think? Did we see any melted bricks possibly today?
Yeah, all kinds of melted stuff. We saw some bricks falling down the hills that we looked at earlier, right?
Yeah.
And then on this path, Carlos was whacking on some rocks with his hammer, and we didn't get it on camera, but there was mortar there, and then there was brick, and then on top of the brick there was like a burnt layer.
We noticed something about the one side of the material was completely charred with a bubbling surface, and the other was solid, like more like a basalt or some kind of a stone.
Yeah.
One side affected, other side not. So we're going to go back there on the way down the hill and see if we can show you those pieces. But we're still going to go up to the entrance of the Starfort. So look at this terrain. So this is we're getting into the pyramid-shaped terrain with drop-offs that are going off in a 45-degree angle. And we're going to go up to where there's rock-cut ruins that actually enter the side of this, and I'm going to look at some of these constructed walls. So we are off the trail, Lake Marie Trail, Skyline Park, and there's some fantastic walls up here. I've seen them many times, but let's look together. So get in here tight to the stacked wall, and it's very high elevation, and there's so much more. It just goes and goes. But we're seeing some definite up close and personal evidence of melted things, broken structure being used for other things, other walls. But down here, because it looks like pyramids up here, is the entire side of the hill is made of these flaking, stacked, course after course after course of material. And then there's this remnant of an outcropping that's very cylindrical. And I'm going to zoom in as tight as I can and see if it's blocks. It does have a shape like that. Okay. From this angle with the green lichen on top, right to the left of the green bush, looks like brick lines. But what is this? What is this thing? So here's this big thing. And we're way up here. But we're standing on top of some really amazing material. I'm going to come right through here, and it looks like we might be on top of a wall. What do you think?
Yeah, it sure feels like it. We were joking about it, but no, actually.
Huge segments,
this is
and
a
then
giant segment of wall.
So on Lake Marie Trail, and we are stopping at the base of this very pyramidal structure. But I want to take a moment and get into some of the details of it before I show you this intricate wall system that's right here. I'm going to follow the wall. So what does the top of that look like? It's a very interesting rock. But if you follow down the crevice, and I'm going to take a peek through this fence, and this is a pretty good wall. This is more than some of the other walls, and it's pretty good, big. You can see it on the maps. I'll leave coordinates to the park. But if you follow across the ridge here, and I'm seeing some continuations. So we do have more walls, more remnants, more assemblies, and continue over further. And then this next wall picks up which seems to be near some other structure. But you can follow this wall. Okay, that's a wall made of brick. That is brick rubble. I can see it pretty clearly on the camera. Completely stacked nicely brick. So I'd always wondered where all the brick went from the demolition of the castle nearby. There's a road coming up to here, so these are bricks. See the mortar? Okay, so that's super interesting, but so who built those? So we're gonna keep rolling over here. This is just one little section that everyone can see, so I love it. Okay, there's more. Walls. More walls. There's a large amount of walls up here. So look at the maps, and some of them go on straight lines for miles, and they go up some of the most amazing terrain. Let's get back on the trail. So this trail is incredible. Everywhere you see the similar dark, crusty, grayish black granite, and then you see a lot of very interesting surface. This is very smooth, and some of it's very charred. But right across the trail, there's another wall. Another wall right here. We're going to zip up the wall, and it's right up here, and it comes down the hill. And I want you to see how steep this hill is. And we have been walking we stopped, but we probably take a half an hour to get to where we are. Some huge, smooth surfaces coming down the face of here. So this could be the uncovered surface of whatever this structure may be. Maybe most of it's covered in 4 or 5 feet thick of mud. Who knows? But this has been sizzled. Now there's a section here. Are you seeing the walls?
This is crazy.
There's walls here.
There's walls everywhere.
So there's a section here that's always caught my attention, but I never really stop. But the ground is solid. The ground is solid here, and this section of construction has these little seams. Super cool. Here's the wall up here coming down, and it continues. A lot of construction up here. So back to this route. So solid ground underfoot, but there are a couple spots where the ground goes hollow, and you can tell you're standing above a covered space. So it has a thud to it. You can hear it. It resonates differently under your feet. So I'm going to see if I can find that too. So led to something under the spell of chirosis. And we're going to just look. I'm going off trail, random. It's random. Just random. Random. Not a color we're familiar with. What's this? What's this? It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. But you know, it's like, no, it's not brick. Stop with the nonsense.
No, this is all natural, you know. Earth made this. It's not like there's a right angle right there.
I wonder if there's any mortar here, like the last place. What is going on here? What is this thing? This has got some strangeness to it. It'll be like, yeah, this is going to be, this should be pleasant. Pleasant for the eyes. Hey.
Nice.
Okay, I don't know. How would I know? So, looks like samples on my table. One side is not hideous. Out here, red brick color, lines, becoming really hideous. Very hideous, with strange lines. But this is like charcoal.
Burn to a crisp.
Charcoal. But we're way up here on the edge of a Starfort, so this is like the last place you'd expect to see melted brick. Okay, so we've cleared off some branches. We're going to climb on this some more. But this is pretty cool looking. And I saw something that just really made me wonder. I got some on top of it. So, these lines. So green lichen everywhere. This kind of looks like a piece of mortar. But it kind of broke off like a brick. Like a little mortar. And what about this? I wonder if that's brick. Let's see. Hello. But so that one. But what's that? What's that? You got to see this really nice before I start hitting it. Okay, so line. Really hard. Yeah, it kind of looks like that brick wall I was bidding on earlier, down low. So maybe it's not melted brick. It's natural formation. I might be a mentalist, which is perfectly fine. So, right, the hospital's down the bottom of the hill. We can check it on the way out. So we got brick line, and the green lichen. Are you surprised? Let's go backhandian. So yeah. Okay. But we still haven't got to the good stuff at all. Not even close. No. So we are on the side of the trail and everything is a flow. Everything is a flow here. And there seems to be, there's something I've never seen here before. I know there's 3 super interesting components here, but this is a new one, and he's going toward it, and we're going to analyze it together for the very first time. But this is crusty rock with very obvious horizontal parallel lines, and walking down more stuff. Lines, these look like some lines. Why would they be shaped that way? So we're coming across this crusty lichen and covered material.
This looks like a block.
Does it have any machine marks on it?
If they are there, they're under the lichen. But this looks like a block. You know?
Isn't it strange looking?
Weird. I was hoping it'd be like a door.
I was hoping it would be something very interesting, but this actually is kind of out of place.
Oh yeah, totally.
And we saw more walls going up the hill again. Better view, okay. This pretty little climb there, little climb. So we're seeing some walls at the top of these peaks way up here. I encourage the use of your imagination every waking moment. So this is one of the first points of interest that I think is worth looking. There seems to be stacked.
Super high power.
These look stacked. Are these stacked walls on the sides?
I wouldn't
Do these look like stacked stones? And it doesn't.
I'm too busy looking at the hole.
So last time I was here, I wanted to go in, and there were bones out front, like bones here. And I was thinking that's probably a good indicator that going in is a bad idea. It's probably like some fucking freak comes out. Oh my god!
Yo, that goes deep.
Okay,
bro. That's
okay.
Like 25 feet to down to the left.
So I'm gonna throw a yell out there. Hey! That had a long echo.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, that goes.
Is there a light down there? No, your light is catching.
Okay, I can see the surface of the water, which seems to be continually running, and it might be 50 feet away until it turns left and right. And I can hear my voice entering. Okay, so this was filled in. Okay, that's a little too freaky for me. I don't want to go in there. I don't want to go in there. That has answered all my questions today. Don't go in there. So that goes in a constructed portal and then turns left and right. Back filled with rubble and currently full of water, and I believe it runs year round.
That's like.
How was that?
We're gonna end up on one of those green text 4chan forums, you know, with the slash X, you know, where you like the scary stories, the paranormal stories. We're gonna end up in one of those if we go down that.
I'm gonna pass because so I'm gonna go. I'll go old school.
Yeah.
So we're like, look at that rabbit. He's super harmless. Let's go in. And then we're like, but the bones, obviously just bones. Forget it. There's nothing.
That's crazy. I wish I was strapped.
So last time.
And go in there.
I need 12-volt battery power with high lumen LED backpack, and possibly
shotgun.
That one.
Yeah.
That one. This is what you would see walking past the Lake Murray Trail, just a little hole. But clearly it's got a constructed corridor, and it has a turn, and it really smells really, really, really bad. But there's still more extreme ruins up here. So I'm thinking if you dug through the surface of the current soil, you'd be touching the top of that construction or whatever it is, but it's pretty amazing. We're getting to some of the other features. So back at Skyline for part 2 of the investigation of this interesting example of structure. So coming off the path, maybe 15 feet, just there is more stacked construction. So, but this is where the interesting part. So we have clear example of very large boulders used as construction. So here's a wall, and it's backfilled and the foundation is well below grade, or there could be more structure, but here you can see there is mortar between the joints, and we're going to get up in there close. But these steps are abnormally tall. They're not comfortable for me to use. Then the condition of the wall seems to degrade. So I'd like to go in there and have a look at it. But I'm noticing here, so we've got our mortar, lots of mortar. Here and there. There's a very unusual structure that I want to talk to you about in the middle. It doesn't make any sense. So we'll go up the stairs and into this little space. So have a look at this wall. So it starts to degrade. It goes from stacked stone mortar wall into lesser. I see some interesting grout joint back there. So still it's masonry. And then it starts to become very decomposed, and it's hard to tell where the lines are anymore. Still evidence of plaster. So I saw these last time, these rings, and another ring, like a pipe, metal is coming out of here. And there's this interesting space with the chimney. And the plaster, which is set over soil and roots, and then there's a gap of which looks like sandstone. So I think this has been here so long that the mortar is decomposed into soil, and the roots have taken root. Throughout the back, here's some sort of a hole, core hole. Very good inside corners. Very flaky, a lot of lime. So fascinating. But then this middle section at the base of this wall, which you can still make out the lines, and it's extremely crusty, and it's just become like a sandcastle. It's completely gone, no structural integrity. Some of the taller pieces have fallen off, but then there's this large object which has been cast in place. It is capped to the center of this strange hut, and it goes to the middle of this object, and it has a metal frame, and it goes underneath, and I don't know what that means. I don't know why they would want that here. But then it goes, you see the wall comes through here, through this section of this raised platform with several entry points even entry points. But then it becomes lesser masonry. But you see maybe brick lines, very crusty surface. Really, it's just turning to crud. And then it comes across the front and then resumes itself into masonry construction with mortar between the joints. So very interesting. And then across the trail, last time I was here, I was showing what looked like a step pyramid. And looking at it again, it looks more like a step pyramid than last time. So we've got a very top, steep, flat plateau with a angular corner, and then another plateau with another angular corner, and I don't know what this is made of. I'd like to have a peek at it. A lot of good color in there. I don't know what that is. Be fun to hike up there. But we're going to the next section of ruins, just a minute or two, maybe the next couple corners up Lake Marie, and we're going to see the section of ruins that look like you could be in Egypt. So just had a great conversation with a hiker, and we're at these ruins, and there are a series of spaced bays, and they have extreme tool marks, and they have scoured a large volume of solid stone. This is very decomposed sandstone, but there's a lot of angular, there's a lot of lines, there's a lot of strange things here. So I want to go through and up on top of and see everything we can see. So on the edge there might be some block work, maybe. Then there's this vertical surface. So we've seen these marks. We've seen these tool marks on all the walls, on all the historical sites that we've been researching. And these look like them. So if I showed you this picture, just a snapshot, and said, guess where you are. Might say Petra, but not Napa. So we go through this rock cut space, something. There's an opening, more vertical lines. But I never climbed on this before, and I was feeling pretty good about climbing up here. And, it's probably 20 feet, something. Let's not die. Just go up. Keep everybody together. Just go. Super grippy, really grippy. So this place is really big, tall, very tall. So you can see it's large, and I saw like pieces of brick in the mud. So we've got a really steep hill, and it might carry the same slope angle as the sandstone, and I don't know, this is the first time I've been back here, so let's take a deep breath and engage reality. So I've got a stone cut trough. It's maybe 8-10 feet deep. So it's got precision tool marks on both sides. Under the soil, it's very red. This is a little spooky. I've got very good balance and I'm feeling fantastic. Okay, let's keep going. Let's walk around a little more. Okay. So this is above the insane asylum. So this is very interesting. So I don't know what's going on here, what this is for, what this could possibly be for, but what's underneath the 2 or 3 feet of soil? Is there a continuation of this type of surface? Probably. The surface looks really eroded, really dark. There's a lot of lichen. It's got great traction, not crumbling at all. Down below you can crumble it, but this is very good. So I'm going to crawl down. Maybe just walk down. I'm going to walk down. I got my metal detector. So how about this walkthrough? How about this little walkthrough down here? Get my metal detector activated. Nothing. No suspect of that. No. Okay. So the bugs are coming out, and we've got one more stop up the hill. Just around the corner is the Lake Marie Dam, which is a very large earthwork dam with an amazing slope angle. And it seems to be made of pulverized granite and red brick. And there's another structure, but I don't want to do a balancing act up here. Okay, so this is a broke-ass Starfort. Okay, made it. Made it the hell down. So, is there another space under here? Is there? Is that, or any of those blocks? Did any of this come down the hill in an avalanche of mud and debris from whatever was up above? Was it or not? We don't know. Look at that, look how steep it is. And then there's this, just like right across the way. So we have made it to the top of Lake Marie, and I'm on top of Lake Marie Dam, which is quite a construction. It's quite an earthwork. So this is a huge, you can see the slope of it all the way across, holding back a large amount of water, which is currently covered in this algae. So it looks like solid surface, but it's paper thin. And then up here we've got some great outcroppings, but how about the height of this earthen dam? So you can see the surface is covered in yellow flowers, but the slope is very precision, and there seems to be an opening down there. And I was looking here forward at the end of this causeway, and I know there's something back here. Yes, I've seen it, but that seems to be like a little arched opening. That, again, wild imagination. But I do know there's other construction over here, and they do have a bypass channel. And the last time I was here, it just had every appearance of decomposed red brick. And the idea is that when the water level rises, it goes to the back channel and back down instead of uncontrolled overtopping. So we're going to go look some more at that. Pretty high up, really nice area, easy access. Got mountain bike guys cruising around, and yeah, it's just been a great hike. Really, really good hike. So we're back from the top of Lake Marie and heading back down the hill. We learned it's a 2.25 mile walk to the dam. So here's another look at these cutouts as we're leaving. We're wondering exactly what is this? So
What the heck is it, dude?
So got to come back another time. Like to go. So you can see that so this is like a 45-degree angle or something, and it goes way up there. But didn't we come across that big that rock outcropping up top, or was that prior?
I don't remember.
I think we saw some very tall structure up above, but it would be interesting to go up several feet with a shovel, or maybe a long metal rod, and see how thick the mud is. It's probably only a foot or two, I think. So back down to Napa, another great adventure. Hope you had a fun time. We had a super fun time.